you imagine what it was like for almost 18 years to be the lead singer, the co-founder of one of the all-time biggest Christian bands in the world? I shared at Hoops yesterday a little bit to the folks that were there. I said, for those 18 years, when I was with the Newsboys, we sold millions of albums. The band back then was bringing in over $15 million a year, Grammy nominations, countless #1 songs, gold and platinum albums. The biggest concert we ever performed was in Washington, D.C., in front of the Washington Monument, in front of 750,000 people at a single show. The funny thing about that is living this dream life of success and fame in the music industry in America. People just had this default mindset when they looked at me up on stage, jumping around, singing the hit songs. They looked at me like, somebody as successful as that, you must have had the most loving, supportive, nurturing, caring family as a child growing up. Somebody as successful as you, you must be so gifted, so talented, so smart, so special. I wish all of those things were true, I really do. Everything I just said then sounds like a trailer for one of those cheesy, painful Christmas Hallmark movies that my wife forces me to watch now every year. But like Tanya's story, you know, I had no say in it. I couldn't vote in the family I was born into. Unfortunately for me, like Tanya's early childhood, I also was born into the most abusive, toxic, dysfunctional, broken family. We were abandoned by our parents. I had 4 sisters, a brother. I knew none of them growing up. We were abandoned by our folks. My dad, my biological father, back then, he just walked out and left us after the beatings and the abuse that wicked man back then inflicted on my 4 sisters, my brother, my poor mum. Dad just walked out and left us. He did such a terrible, abusive number on my mother that he left mum an emotional, mental wreck. And mum also walked out and abandoned us. I knew none of my sisters and brother growing up. We were separated, sent to live in different homes. Academically, I was a total reject at school. I was kicked out, expelled from every school I practically ever attended. I don't even have a high school education, didn't go to school. No university, nothing. I was in that statistic where people looked at me and said, there's no hope for this young man. There's no hope for this person. And maybe you here today, maybe life's journey has left you with a feeling of hopelessness. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, John, you don't know what I've gone through, what I've lost. No, I don't. But I'll say it again, it's no accident that you're here. I do know this, if God can bring a miracle to my life, to Johnny Moore, to my wife, to many people here, if this miracle working God can bring a miracle to our lives, He can do it for you today. And God is reaching out, not with a spiel or a slogan, with the most incredible message of forgiveness, of mercy, of grace, of love.